If you're looking at or have just purchased the Evolution Dual-Bevel multi-material miter saw, we're going to take this out of the box, install it, set it up, and just show you what you need to do and what it looks like so you're familiar with it, and it'll make it very easy for you. Stay tuned. Our box was a little bit beat up in shipping, but it doesn't look like anything was hurt. Basically, all we're going to do is take everything out of the box so we can sit it out in front of us. That way we can look at everything, make sure we have all the correct parts in pieces. You're going to notice there's going to be a lot of little parts that you might not normally see in a miter saw because they will come pre-packaged, but this isn't going to be that hard of an installation. We're just going to take all the parts out, set them aside. Some people call this knolling. Not something you normally see come in a miter saw package, disassembled. But don't get nervous, there's not much to it. With everything out on the table, the first thing we're going to do is find our miter knob. It is a longer knob. It's going to screw in right here and allow us to lock this in place. If we pull the knob, this should rotate. It does have detents. Take it to 0, screw this guy in, lock it in place. You won't be able to move it. This is where this needs to be to start installation. Next, we want to take the bevel lock and loosen it up and make the bevel 0 degrees if it hasn't been already. Very simple. We'll just put this in place, boom, lock it back down, and then you have your slide. These two items here are going to be trip locks, and you want to make sure that this pin is in on each side. If it's not in, you have to twist these a little bit. This is what will lock into the head. We're going to take this guy, slide it through, and then there is the slide lock. We're going to put this into place and tighten this down so that this won't move. Make sure this is locked. We can pick up the head of the saw, and there are 2 spots back here. They're going to slide in. And you're going to hear a click. That puts everything inside. Now there are 2 screw holes here. Inside the bag, there are 2 4mm hex heads. These hold this firmly in place and reduce any more wobble. There is 1 on each side, so we'll put that in and tighten these down. The second one is located just underneath this orange plastic part. You should be able to see you're fully seated in place by seeing a green guy in here. You can push on it, it's spring loaded, but we heard everything click and go in, so we are set. On each side of the table, you're going to find 2 4mm screws. They are already installed. Take these guys out. They're going to hold in the table extension. We're just going to put this extension back in place, put these guys back in, and repeat on the other side. You should have found another orange plastic piece in a bag and another screw. This is going to hold your cord in place. So it's going to sit in this area here, and there is a pin down there that's going to hold it into place. Make sure that you have the pin in there. This is also going to serve as a wrap for your cord because it is a 13-foot cord. So we're going to carefully screw this in, making sure that we're not getting into a cord or anything like that. It doesn't have to go too tight. This is going to be able to move. That's it. This cord then can be wrapped around this whole thing. a little bit and it'll just give you some storage. We're basically together at this point. Let's just unlock everything. Make sure that everything goes up and down, back and forth smoothly. Everything's good. The only thing we have is a dust collection port, which goes in the back. And then we have our clamping system that would go on. But at this time, it's time to put the blade on and just see if everything is going to be square. To install the blade, we're going to take out these 2 Phillips screws. This is going to allow us to get to the blade guard. You could just move it back. We're just going to remove it. This will allow you to see everything that's happening a little bit easier and gives us access here. Now, if we want to use an arbor lock, it is right here. You can use the included wrench that's on the back. Get this off. Should have this stuff. Now, this blade looks interesting, right? Because we can see it has little stops or guides here to limit the amount that this carbide tooth can cut. That's going to help make this a multi-material blade and reduce kickback if we're going into metal or anything else. Let's move this guy back so you can see. Slide her up in here. It's going to sit nicely right in that little edge. Line that washer up. Push on the arbor lock again. Gently tighten this down. Now let's put this back into place. This is not supposed to go in too tight. There's actually a limit as to how tight it can go, so don't try to over tighten it too much. You're just going into aluminum. We can start this guy just a bit so we can see the hole. Then we can slide this guy over, snug it up. First thing we want to do with our square is check if the saw is square to the fence. Make sure we don't have any carbides in here, and we'll look down, slide the saw, make sure it stays on the same plane. This looks excellent. Then we'll check for square to the table, and a lot of miter saws are out here. This one is actually pretty good. I would say there is no adjustment needed there. I mean, we're spot on, which is surprising to me. From here, let's just check our bevels. So we'll release our lock in the back. This is going to allow us to bevel to the left. We have 2 points back here that can lock in. If we push this silver lever in, it will stop us at 33.9. If we pull it back out, it'll allow us to go all the way to 45. We bring this back up, it'll stop us at 0. Pull that knob, allows us to bevel in the other direction, and we could stop at 33.9 if we wanted to there also. Come back, pass the knob back over, stop it at 0. Check it again. Spot on. Absolutely love that. At this point, it's time to plug this guy in and check it out. We have a few different functions here. First is going to be the laser. You're going to turn that laser on and off based on this slide. And you can see the laser line down here. The laser is currently set up so your saved piece would be on the right-hand side. To me, I would normally have it on the left-hand side, so I would have to compensate for a little bit of blade kerf in order not to actually cut in the right spot. So that is adjustable. You can change that as needed. And then we'll turn the saw on. It should have a soft start. with a brake. There is no safety here. It is going to be ambidextrous, very easy to use. Triggers right there. And that's it. You're ready to start cutting. Well, there's not a lot of miter saws on the market that you'll actually assemble. The good news here is in the assembly, you'll understand how a lot of this works. It'll give you opportunities to put different lubrications in it if you wanted to, or just to make sure that you are completely set up and dialed in at all the different degrees. Get it adjusted so that you're happy and you're ready to rock and roll. I think this is going to be a great saw. We're gonna actually review this on another channel, on Workshop Addict. I'll leave a link in the description. We'll go over all the different materials it'll cut, how it did, and what we think about the saw there. So hop on over to the other channel, check that out. On this channel, please give us a like, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.